1407 Great Malkin Lane. This is the living memory of the X-Men. Don't let anyone tell you different. I am being joined by a friend of mine on Twitter, uh, TJ, Miss Wagner-Proudstar, if you're nasty.
That's what I go by. The handle's the OG
Right.
Nocturne.
I mean, uh, yeah, it's good. It's pretty cool.
Thank
Um,
you.
you like I've noticed that you always put on like, where is TJ? Why is she in Krakoa? Like, these are questions I want.
Where is she?
Right.
Yeah, where is she?
Like
That's all
she
I
would
need to know.
I would love to see her interaction with Mystique and Destiny because it
Oh
would
my God,
be
yes.
beautiful. Like
That would
Mystique
be
would
awesome.
Mystique would be like, "Oh my god, you're the child I always wanted." Nightcrawler was like, "What?" Like, I would have
No,
thrown you over a waterfall. What?
that's the truth though. No, Mystique would definitely bond with TJ way more than she bonds with Kurt because TJ's like all the fun loving of Kurt without the Catholic guilt.
Yes. Yeah. Oh my god, it's like just and plus I would love to see like a Thanksgiving dinner with like the Darkholmes and the Lynchers, and just to
Oh
see
my
how
God.
awkward it would be. Like, somebody would like, "Hey, who here hasn't smashed my grandmother?" Mom, it was it. She meant I didn't know. I thought it was your dad.
Like even like Pietro's in the corner, like I even did her. It's like, oh my
Ooh.
God, what? Come on,
Like Uncle
guys.
Pete, Uncle Petey. I
Come on.
walk
Yeah.
like it's all her. Okay, she always be
Mhm.
doing this.
Yep.
Especially and especially if Azazel comes through.
Oh God, gross.
No, he'd be like, "Oh, it's my granddaughter, proof that I was here." Hey,
Yeah.
Destiny, do you have any proof that you're here? Oh, wait, no, you don't.
They
This is
got rogue.
this is my granddaughter. Okay, just jumping in. Um, when did you first get into X-Men? Like, what was your first X-Men book?
So I mean, X-Men, my interest in X-Men started really when I was a kid watching the original cartoon, like the original series back in, the early 90s.
Yeah,
So I would, I used to watch that with my brother and me and my cousins. We would all play it to get like we pretend we were different characters. And back then, my favorite character was actually Storm. Like I loved Storm because on it, let's be real, on the animated series, Nightcrawler was a total wet blanket. He was not a great character on
not
the
at all.
animated series. No,
No fun.
and I. No, yeah. And I was a girl, and I, of course, as a girl, like I wanted to like find a girl character I loved. And I thought Rogue I didn't like Rogue. I thought she was like too much, and didn't like Jubilee. I thought Jubilee was annoying, and Jean Grey fainted all the time. So it was like Storm was. I loved Storm. I thought she was awesome. But then I found Nightcrawler later. Well, I actually loved Nightcrawler's visual aspect from like the trading cards, and
Mhm.
then I found him again when X-Men Evolution came out in the early 2000s, and
Yeah.
that's when I started. That's when I started actively reading comics, and I jumped into comics feet first with the Austin run. So
Oh, that okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's a strong that is a strong run to start with. 'Cause-
Yes, I think what was my saving grace that kept me in X-Men comics was I was also reading Exiles at the same time. So, and I loved Exiles. I mean,
Exiles was so
obviously,
good.
so good,
Like
so good.
like every month it was like you didn't know who was gonna go,
Oh
and
yeah,
then, and then when you had that solid team for a while, and then like Mimic's gone, and then
hmm
you're I love Mimic.
yeah. It was a great book. It was great at like making you love a character and then killing them off really easily. Um, but that was where I got my start. And I was very active on like a message board years ago that was like was a Nightcrawler message board that like Dave Cockrum, the guy who like created Nightcrawler and Storm and Colossus, he was active there and everything. So that's how I got involved in all the fandom and everything. And now, flash forward 20 some odd years later, now I have a Nightcrawler podcast called Simply Amazing
Ooh,
and
ooh.
everything like that.
Oh, that is nice.
Yep.
All right. I will say though, the Chuck Austin run, a lot of people hate it. There's some really good stuff in there. You just
There's
gotta
good stuff. There is. It's okay. It's I enjoy the Chuck Austin run for the same reasons I enjoy Real Housewives because it's just a lot of craziness. It's a lot of craziness. It's rich people being crazy and doing crazy stuff.
Man, like, I mean, the whole thing with like bringing in the racist nurse, and you're like, hmm. And she was
And
talking
then
trash
Alex
about
falls in love with her.
everybody. Everybody. I'm
Yeah.
like she talked. I'm a big Chamber guy. I love
Mhm.
Chamber.
I love Chamber too. I love Chamber.
And what she said, like, oh, the kid with the no mouth. No one's gonna like. He was in the room. He was leaving as you were
Yeah.
saying this. Like you raggedy bitch. No, sorry.
And like he has no mouth because he went through something so fucking traumatic with
Yeah.
like
And
that's a, I mean,
and she doesn't care. She's like, nah,
yeah.
like every girl wants a mouth they can kiss. I'm like, wow. Like
Oh,
he he was so okay with himself at that point, but then he just went straight back to Generation X, early Generation X.
yeah.
He's like,
Oh
nobody
my
wants to
God.
talk to me, nobody will ever love me. I'm the elephant man. I'm like, I hate Annie and her
Oh, yeah,
kid.
no, yeah, I know Carter was terrible too. And then like there was all that like he was trying to hint that Magneto was actually Carter's father, remember?
Really? I thought it was
Yeah,
Shadow
that
King.
no, it was like he was trying to hint that, well, first of all, it was not a hint, it was like whoever was Carter's father, like Carter was uh conceived via rape, like whoever,
Yeah.
like, yeah, so Carter was conceived via rape, and then it was like it was going to be Magneto was his father, and I was like, okay, I'm
That's
sorry,
too much.
Magneto doesn't rape. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
I'm
he
just gonna
doesn't
say it.
do that.
I'm sorry,
He
Magneto doesn't do that.
now he will cause a whole EMP and to take out all the electricity in the world. He
Yeah,
will he
yeah.
will take over New York, but he doesn't rape.
No, I'm sorry. The man was in the Holocaust. He doesn't rape. I can't.
No,
I
he
can't.
doesn't do that. He just like no. Why would I do that? That's weird. And plus,
No.
like I don't think Magneto needs to really try that hard to meet women. Like
Yeah, no, Magneto can get it.
he's a good looking dude. Like
He is. He is. He can get it.
yeah,
So,
I love that. Like hey, anytime he can get it.
anytime, anytime, anytime.
All right. Second question. What is your favorite villain back when you started, and has that changed now?
Oh, I mean, that's an interesting question. I don't know if I ever had like a favorite villain.
Just someone you're
Um,
like, oh wow, it's about to go down.
I, okay, when I was reading Exiles, I really loved Hyperion. Like as a
Ooh,
villain, he was awesome. And actually, he was Chuck Austin. Like Chuck Austin wrote his whole thing.
yeah,
And I just thought as a villain, he was because I liked him as a villain because in my mind, when they were fighting him, I didn't see any way to stop him. And
yeah,
also he was like a subversion of the Superman myth because he was basically Superman. And of course, Superman is the penultimate. He is the
yeah,
superhero, right?
yeah.
Like he is the number
Superhero,
one of,
superhero. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So like to have this character who is that, it's kind of like the same thing that Homelander is in The Boys, like you
Ooh,
have the
oh
super
God.
this, yeah. So I mean, I like Homelander. I'm a Homelander. I mean, I hate to call myself a Homelander fan because I'm not a fan of Homelander. I do, but I appreciate the character of Homelander because of those same things. Let me think. I mean, I've always loved Mystique. I've always been a fan of Mystique. I I love villains who like I don't like villains who are just villains for the sake of being villains. And I don't like villains who I don't like villains like Red Skull. And
Yeah.
I like villains like Mystique and I like villains like Magneto. I like villains who are like more three-dimensional and are more, you can kind of see where they're coming from. Mystique specifically, I like her because I think she's a villain of circumstance and she's a villain of her like she'll really she will work for whatever side is going to get her out on top. That's all that matters to her,
Okay.
like
Unless you
yeah.
blackmail her, then she's like, I'm gonna kill you eventually.
Yeah, but still, she's still working to her best interest, right? She's still
Yeah,
working to her benefit, even if you're blackmailing her. It's still to her best interest that she works for you, so she might, she's still working to her interest.
yeah.
So I kind of enjoy villains like that.
Okay. Okay. But next question. what are some theories that only you believe?
Oh, wow.
Like just head canon, like we see a lot of it on Twitter. Like apparently every X-Man is gay. Apparently. And that's funny to me. No, I mean, like,
All
I'm
right.
aware of gay X-Men, but like everybody though. No.
So one that I definitely believe is that I believe the possibility exists that Nightcrawler and Scarlet Witch can get together in the 616. I'm
Hold on.
probably the only person who believes that,
No.
but I believe the possibility exists.
Yeah.
I believe that they actually have a lot in common. They are totally compatible. They actually do have the foundations for a relationship because they've met several times and they get along really well.
Yeah.
And Kurt was the only one out of all the X-Men during the whole Great Pretender phase. Kurt was the only one who did not hate her wholeheartedly and just say, "Screw this woman, I hate her so much."
Right. Oh, I remember when TJ was first like talking about like, wait, you're Scarlet, you're the it's like, yeah, think about it. Both mutants, both you can't say gypsies anymore, but she said it. It's like you couldn't get
Well,
that.
this was like 23 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, right. This is 2001. And
Yeah.
I just love TJ. I think she would be so cool in this era. Just like
I
where
would love
fit.
I would love having her in this era, or I would even love seeing like a book
Yeah,
set in her home because how cool would it be to see like the story of a child who was raised by the X-Men and the Avengers?
yeah.
You know, like she was like her two sides of her family were the X-Men and the Avengers. That's so cool.
Yeah, she called Jean. She called the first like Uncle Scott, Aunt Jean,
Yeah,
Uncles Bobby, Hank, and Warren. Like she, that's the family. Like,
exactly.
and she knows Wolverine. She knows it. Like,
He's Uncle Logan.
I'm pretty sure he gave her her first drink.
Oh,
Pretty sure,
definitely.
definitely.
Definitely. I mean, it's pretty much canon that like Logan was almost like a third parent because of how active he was in her upbringing.
Yeah, it's just it's wild. I
Mhm.
I just like I think House of M could have been avoided if they called not the astonishing team, but called like Nightcrawler's team. Like
Mhm.
he could have said, "Hey, TJ, what's up?
Yeah.
I need you to see your mom."
That right? I said the same
That would
thing.
have cured everything.
I said the same thing when House of M happened. I was like, "You looking for Wanda's kid? Wanda's kid is running around. Go get her."
Yeah, and there
Mm.
was even a book on it, and like I feel like the Avengers don't either ignore it or they don't. Yeah, I think they can ignore it or they don't know that TJ's around.
I think that the internal workings of the different offices make it hard to trade between the different characters and work with different characters, and I think that TJ is like a 100% X-Men character, so it's like it's not even worth it for them to even do anything with her.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
I would just like to see her like see the awkwardness between her and the twins, and she's like,
Yeah,
"Hey, you know the difference between me and you? I'm actually real."
that's it. Exactly.
Like,
Thank you. Thank
yeah,
you.
like
Thank you.
you know the thing about it is I actually came out of one of the Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
You guys are figments of her imagination, so
that's it. That's it.
I mean, at least Vivian, yeah, she was built.
I mean, she came from somewhere.
She get you guys. No. Um. Okay, so you say you like Nightcrawler. What
Yes.
is it about Nightcrawler that appeals to you so much?
So what it's kind of funny. I was talking to somebody about this recently. The thing about I love about Nightcrawler, and I think this is something that a lot of Nightcrawler fans really love, is you know a lot of us who were, and I'm not going to speak for everybody, obviously, but a lot of us who grew up as or became fans of comic books. A lot of us weren't necessarily the most popular people in high school or whatever else. Maybe we got bullied or different things like that. I personally was somebody who, dealt with like body image issues growing up. I was like, and as a kid, we all deal with body image issues, especially going through puberty and like how our bodies change. And, it's like suddenly we're not like, we're children who are like, we know exactly who we are. And then we go through puberty and we're like, what the hell is happening to us? What are we? Who are we? And I think that's the interesting thing about X-Men, and why so many of us are gravitate to X-Men when we're kids, is because it's that idea of change and turning into something that we're not familiar with. And that's what puberty is, and that's what becoming a mutant is. And, you know, so but with Nightcrawler specifically, Nightcrawler is a character who has everything, like all the cards are stacked against him. He really should hate humanity. He has a reason to
Oh
be
yeah,
angry, and he
yeah,
has a he has a reason to hate, and he has a reason to fight back, and he doesn't. Instead, he chooses to fight. He chooses to see all of it with love, and to answer with love, and to look on the bright side, and he answers everything around him with humor and with good graces. And
yeah.
I think that's something that's so it's such a good message. And that's it really um it spoke to me at that age, like having this character who was so different that people hated for the way they looked, but and yet he still looked for the good in others. I thought that was such a good message.
Okay, what it we Nightcrawler's led a lot of teams over the years. What was your
Yeah.
favorite?
So Excalibur is, I mean, going to be right up there because I love Excalibur. Excalibur's great. I'm going to go ahead though, and I'm going to bring it to a modern team. I'm going to say X-Men Red.
Wow.
I loved X-Men Red. X-Men Red was so good.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
I'm
loved it.
reading it now. It's
Mm.
like
Well, the new X-Men, there was the new
no
X-Men
older,
Red that
the
came
older.
out. Oh, the older one, the one with the one with Nightcrawler and Jean
Yeah.
Grey. And okay.
Yeah, like I like how he was the first person she went to. She's like,
Yes, exactly.
and they don't really talk about how they're friends, how Jean and Kurt are friends. They
I
like
think that like Jean and Kurt, yeah, like they do have a special relationship that's not really talked about much in the comics, but um I think the thing with Kurt is that I think the unspoken or kind of thing that all the X-Men know about Kurt is that he is the heart of the X-Men. He is the one who is kind of their moral compass. And so I think the reason she went to him first was because he would be the one who would be able to give her the most obvious kind of read on whether or not she was heading in the right direction.
okay.
You know,
Uh,
because if she went to anyone else, she might have somebody who, if it was something that was too ambitious, she might have somebody who's really ambitious and is like, yeah, let's do it, and it's wrong, or somebody who is overly cautious or whatever else. But Kurt is so good at looking outside of himself and doing what's good for everybody.
uh, have there been any times during the X-Men run that you thought this is too much? Like this is way too
Oh,
much.
yeah, there have been plenty of times. Yeah. I mean, let's talk about I like the Austin run. Parts of the
Yeah,
Austin run is definitely part of it.
yeah.
I mean, I've dropped the book several times over the years. All the X-Men versus all the stuff with the Inhumans, Avengers versus X-Men, all that stuff. I couldn't read any of that stuff. Um,
It
there
just
was a
seemed
whole
very, it seemed mean spirited because like everybody knew what was going on. Everybody knew
yeah,
that Disney was like kill the X-Men.
yeah.
But you can't kill the X-Men because the X-Men literally keep the lights on.
Well, that's the funny thing, and I talk about this all the time, but the funny thing that nobody understands or people don't seem to understand is if not for the X-Men, if not for the X-Men and the Spider-Man, essentially, and the Fantastic Four to a smaller degree, if not for those three properties, you would not have the MCU.
Oh,
So like just, you know, thank your lucky stars that those three properties existed and were popular enough to sell off their rights in the 90s and to keep Marvel afloat, because otherwise there would be no Marvel, there would be no MCU, there would be no nothing. The only reason that the Avengers existed for the MCU is because nobody fucking wanted to buy them. So
I mean, it makes so much like the Ultimate books were good, but like let's face it, X-Men and Ultimate Spider-Man were the best. They were the
oh
best ones
yeah,
out.
like they were the ones that were the longest. I mean, they were the ones that lasted the longest. They were the ones that were the best. I mean, Ultimate Spider-Man has the longest like footprint of all of them, but Ultimate X-Men did go off the rails after a while.
Oh yeah, after
Yeah.
when Bendis took over, that was a weird.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, all the drugs and all the craziness was like, come on now.
Yeah, it's just and the whole thing with making Nightcrawler like hate Colossus because he's gay, and
And
then
then that,
yeah, and then the whole
and,
thing with Archangel and Dazzler. He's like,
oh my god,
I thought you would have chosen the demon over the angel. Like, bro, like
oh my god, and then
what
he's like
happened? You
becomes
need
like
a
he's
hug.
yeah, he becomes like an incel rapist. It's like, oh my god.
Oh yes, he
Ugh.
does it.
It's like way to miss the character, way to miss the whole point of the character.
I love Kurt. I
Yeah.
just feel like sometimes they write him like he's a wimp. Like, especially like on the council, he's like, oh, everybody, we should be totally up. Like, you do realize that the humans are trying to kill you, and you're just like, hey, let's bring on over for brunch. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Kurt now. It's just, I mean, okay, I've always liked Kurt. I just want him to be written better
Oh
because,
my god, yes. Yeah, we all do. Trust me, we all do.
okay, I have a, um, what is something that has happened in the island that you would love to see? Something on Krakoa, like
I want
something.
TJ to come there.
Really nice.
Well, I mean, there's really not much of a reason for her to be there, I guess. But I mean, I'd like her to be there. I'd rather her be there than her in her where she is now, which is floating in space in some Arabian Nights like world, which
The
is so
Arabian
stupid.
Nights.
That's literally where she is now. She's literally like the queen of Abraga. Like, wait, no, what is it called? Agrabah. The queen of
Uh-huh.
Agrabah in the Arabian Nights. That's where she is right now. It's so dumb. So no, make her come back and be in Krakoa or something. I don't.
Yeah.
Let's just you know what I also love? I'd also like a slice of life. I'd also like to see um some kind of like how do the mutants on Krakoa live who aren't necessarily fighting the fight, you know? How do they live? I want to see what Kyle's up to. What's Kyle doing?
Oh yeah, North Star's husband.
Husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh,
what's Kyle doing?
I mean, I'm sure he's with the other humans on the island.
You know what I'd love? I would love like the real humans of Krakoa. Like like get me a little book about the humans who live on Krakoa and like how they're dealing with it because there are moments where like they're like the Avengers. I have a whole story in my head about like when if the Avengers show up, Kyle is like, "Okay, I'm getting the roast out. I'm going to make the prime rib. We're going to, get the bottle of wine out. It's going to breathe." And then the Avengers have to leave, and he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I was saving this roast for Easter, and now it's already been defrosted, and now I got to put it back in the freezer. It's not going to be good anymore." Like, I've got this whole thing in my head, and like now they're gonna have a baby. So give me some story, guys. Give me some story.
Yeah, I want like that'd be nice. Dang, that'd be really cool. I just
Yeah,
I would love to see it just like a group, like not a support group, but like a gathering of all the time displaced children. Like I want to see Rachel, Cable, TJ, like all the kids. Like, so any of your parents having you? No, no. I'm already here.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
I just want to see. Also, I want to see Nightcrawler become a Lothario again. I want because like the only there was a time where he was just just dipping it, like just he likes to get his wig dipped.
Oh, he does. Oh, he does. He does.
Why he doesn't have an STD? Grace of God.
I mean, it's when it's a secondary mutation. Clearly, I mean, he should have a space STD. He was like he's
Yeah,
got hose in different parts of the freaking universe.
yeah. I mean, but you know what? You know, you know what would happen? Azazel would be like, just like me.
Oh God.
He would say something. All right, I would say Azazel is the better parent just by a little bit. Yes, by a little bit because
No.
he saved him.
Ugh, I just hate all the Azazel stuff so much. I
Oh
just
yeah,
don't
yeah.
like it.
No, but check it out. He not only saved him, he gave him to like one of his side pieces and said like, "Hey, I want you to raise my kid, give him a happy home." He didn't need to do that. He could have just dropped him off in the orphanage.
Yeah, but he
That
did
had
but
a
he
great.
but he did that because he needed him to survive long enough so that he could use him as like a battery to get to here. So,
Yeah, that happened way later. But like Nightcrawler had a great life. He had a great childhood. He had loving parents.
all right.
He
I'll give you that.
he had a sister who eventually became his bang buddy. Okay,
Who Chuck Austin was planning to write that Azazel was also Amanda's father.
how does that even work?
I don't want to talk about
See,
it.
this is why we need Jim. This is why we need a Jim Shooter. Somebody's like, no, no,
I don't think anybody needs a Jim Shooter,
no.
but
I think
we
no,
need
no, no. We need a Jim Shooter. Claremont needed a Jim Shooter. What he wanted to do with Nightcrawler and Mystique and Destiny, I'm like, wait a second.
listen, I actually am a fan of the Mystique and Destiny. I like
What?
it.
It
I
doesn't
like
make any
it.
sense. All right, she's a woman though.
But like she can change. I mean, listen, you know, we're talking about something where like people can shoot lasers out of their eyeballs. Anything is possible.
I don't know, except Cyclops get no, I can't do that. No, I
Maybe Cyclops is his dad.
that doesn't that what's what okay. The only reason why I say the Mystique thing doesn't make any sense is because Mystique was the one who gave birth to him, not Destiny.
Only if we trust Mystique's only if we trust Mystique's telling of it.
And also Azazel. He was there too.
He wasn't there when Mystique gave birth.
No, he wasn't there when no, he was around because he saw what she was doing.
But again, that's again only if we trust his telling of it. The thing is, we've got nothing but unreliable narrators and that we're supposed to trust, and there are a bunch of people who all they do is lie. So
It's true
anything can
though.
happen.
Like
Yeah.
just I don't know. It just kind of goes to my whole idea that Mystique kind of hates men. I think she hates men. Like it's
No,
kind of
she does. She definitely hates
okay. All right,
men.
I'm not tripping because like
I I would not be shocked if like 10 years from now they drop a book and it turns out that Nick Cannon is Kurt's dad. So, you
Nick
know,
Cannon though.
I mean, listen, he's got plenty of kids. Add one more.
I mean, true. I mean, yeah. I mean, I did think Nightcrawler was black back in the '90s.
So,
But
oh, in there's like a random cutaway scene. Do you remember in one of the Wolverine movies, I think the first Wolverine movie, they had John Rath or John Wraith.
yeah,
Do you remember him?
yes.
Okay. And he's a teleporter, and in a video game that came out like right afterwards, there was like a cutaway scene or something that had him and a pregnant Mystique, and he's like, what should we name our baby? Should we name him Kurt? And it was so stupid.
Oh
It
God,
was
no, no, no,
it was so
no.
stupid. It was so stupid. I've actually used that cutaway scene to troll. I don't know if you know Ashley, who's he does X of Words. I've used that to
Oh yeah,
troll
yeah.
him.
I know. Like that's don't.
I I've
Please.
used that to troll him and be like, oh, maybe Nightcrawler is black. And he's like, stop it. No, no. I
Oh,
mean,
okay. The reason why I say I thought Nightcrawler was black is because when back in Excalibur, he got a Caesar. He cut off his line. He had a full on Caesar. I'm like
he did have a bit of a Jerry curl before that too. So
that too. I
yeah.
mean, I just assumed that he was an Eazy-E fan.
I mean, he's it's entirely possible. Like TJ had dreadlocks, so who knows? I
Oh,
mean, you never
right.
know.
Exactly. See, exactly. So like he had a full on. He cut all his hair, and I'm like, he looks black. Like, and then find out like, oh, he's. I thought he was
Yeah.
black. It makes sense that he's black. Mother didn't want him. Father didn't want him. Raised by his dad's side chick. Um. Yeah. Wow. He has more black problems than me. Uh.
Yeah, I can't speak as a white girl. I don't feel comfortable speaking on it,
Okay.
but
Okay. All right. All right. Right. Right.
he no. Listen. You whatever you want to say is totally cool. I'm just gonna agree.
Right. Okay, so with Destiny and Mystique being like such a power couple,
Yeah,
do you think that Nightcrawler really could with he should hate her. He should hate both of them. Shouldn't he?
he should. I don't understand why he doesn't hate Mystique. Well, the thing is that Kurt is Catholic, and in Catholicism, you are taught to forgive. Forgiveness is very important.
And you're also taught
And
to hate Jewish
uh,
people too.
I'm sorry.
You're also taught to hate Jewish people too.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I
That's
know, I know,
far,
okay,
you
okay,
know.
okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. But like, it's but at the same time, like he definitely shouldn't be as I feel like he shouldn't be as cordial with her because like the thing is that you're taught to forgive but not to forget. And you're taught to, and the thing with Kurt is that he can forgive her, but he doesn't have to like her. He doesn't have to, because the idea of forgiveness is it's really for yourself. It's for yourself to let go of what that is. So the trauma is no longer affecting you, but you don't have to like the person or let that person into your life or be a part of that person's life if you've forgiven them. And my problem is that Mystique, even though he's forgiven her, she's still a bad person to him. She's never done anything good for him ever. There's
Oh yeah,
the best thing she ever did for him was throw him off that cliff. Like really. And like and then she's never done anything good for him. There's never been a redeeming moment for her in his life. So the fact that he like still kind of has this kind of like thing, I always feel like it's the writers not understanding him when they kind of write him as like, "Oh, hey mom," or like, "Oh, this is my mother." It's like you are not getting her. You're not
not at
getting
all.
him. You're not getting him. Because
Not
that's
at
not him. That's not how he looks at her. She's not his mother. She's a freaking egg donor or sperm donor or whatever, however you read it.
Yes.
However you read it, she's a donor. That's all she is. And she didn't do nothing for him except, toss him off a cliff.
I would like to see Rogue and Nightcrawler be more brother and sister because
I would too.
like I want to see them like have a drink and just be like, "Hey, we're gonna go to old Mystique's house," and just Gambit goes, "No, no." Remember the time she shot you, or the time she stabbed you, or the other time she stabbed you, or the other time she catfished me? Wait, what
I
happened?
love that's that's one of my absolute favorite Mystique moments of all time is when Mystique tried to catfish Gambit and tried to get him to date her. Yeah.
No, 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 no. He wanted no. She wanted to destroy his relationship.
Oh yeah, but I love it. I love it so much. I love the dichotomy between how much Mystique loves her daughter versus how much she hates her sons.
Right?
I love it.
She
It's
killed the other one.
like she has two biological sons and one adopted daughter, and she fucking hates her sons, but she loves that daughter. I
Yeah,
mean,
but she used her.
oh
She
yeah, she
used
uses Rogue a lot. She uses Rogue a lot. But
like
she uses Rogue. Listen, the thing is, Mystique is like she's a textbook narcissist. She
yes.
doesn't care about anyone. There's one person she cares about in life, and it's Destiny above herself, and it's Destiny. That's it. It's her and Destiny against the world. Everything else, everyone else in her life around her is a pawn to her to get her to where she needs to be. And that includes Rogue, that includes Kurt, that includes everybody. The thing is that she has a slight bit of a feeling towards Rogue because Destiny does. So I think she feels more towards Rogue, but everyone else is just like, who cares? So she's just,
I
she'll just
just
use you until she doesn't need you anymore.
I want to see a book where like a bunch of people are like, hey, Mystique did some really messed up stuff to us. Let's jump her. Like led by Dazzler, because I remember Dazzler, she got a new job, and then as soon as she was about to get to the door, and the Mystique just kind of chloroformed, like
When did that happen? Was that before or after New Excalibur? I'm trying to remember.
this happened after New Excalibur. This happened like
Okay.
after Avengers versus X-Men.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so Mystique, she put Dazzler in a medically induced coma and then started selling her spinal fluid as a drug.
Oh, girl, that was a bad choice.
It because her whole thing was she wanted to buy Madripoor to make it like a Krakoa, but it
Okay.
didn't work out because when Magneto found out, he was pissed.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a really bad way to make money, Mystique. Like subjugating people in your own race is really bad. Like, don't do that.
But see, this is why I think that Mystique has to. Mystique deserves an ass whooping, a
Oh,
few ass
she's
whoopings.
pretty bad. She's one of the worst, but I still love her, but she's terrible.
She's so terrible, and then
Mhm.
but then when you see Destiny, you're like, oh my god, you're the Harley Quinn.
Oh
She's
yeah.
the Joker. Destiny's joker.
You know what though? Actually, I'd swap it. I think Destiny. Yeah, well, no, no, yeah, no. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Destiny's the Joker is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. Yeah, Destiny's the Joker and Mystique's the Harley Quinn. Yes, because Destiny's the brains behind the operation. 100%.
Yeah, and it's just weird. Like you want you you see Destiny and is all she's like a dog in a manger just setting fires. And then when she
Hmm.
gets with her wife, like, oh no, you guys are more horrible together. They're like that middle
Yeah.
school couple that gets together and they just shut everybody out. You're like, hey, what's going on? Go to hell. What?
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm your teacher. I'm your child. I don't like you. Like, I just want to see Azazel just come in and just rip Destiny to shreds. Just he would just make a bunch of like, you know, yeah, like it's like, oh, this is my wife. Yeah, but you guys were a secret for a long time and it was illegal. So da 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 da.
I don't know. I think Destiny would eviscerate him.
I would love to see that. I just want to see. I want them
Mhm.
written by a really sharp, like witty, sharp character
Yeah,
because Azazel is just he's the worst. He's one of the worst, but he's also like so funny, so funny. Because just to
he's
see Mystique like, oh, like, oh shit, why are you here now?
he's the worst. I hate him.
Oh, so one thing about Nightcrawler, I wish they would have. Remember the sword when he used to have swords?
Yeah, I wish they'd bring that back. I mean, they had a whole event about swords and he was not in it.
Yeah, yeah,
It
and
was
it's
like
why?
I can't imagine. I felt like he was sitting by his phone the whole time, just checking it every once in a while to see if anyone was going to text him, and nobody did. And he was just like, "Wow, guys, a whole sword event," and nobody even asked the guy who knows how to sword fight. Come on,
He was just waiting, like Storm. No, no, no.
no, no.
No, no, no.
Yeah, exactly.
All
You
right,
call me when you got ghosts, but you can't call me when you got swords. I don't understand it.
wow, damn, that's gold. All
Yeah.
right, are there like if Nightcrawler is part of a group chat, who's in it?
Oh, Logan. Okay, so Logan's in it, but Logan doesn't. Okay, Logan's in it, but Logan doesn't respond to the group chat. Logan just texts Kurt it like separately, and then Kurt has to like respond to the group chat with what Logan's saying because Logan doesn't understand how technology works. Colossus is in it, but Colossus doesn't answer very often. Storm's in it as well. Kitty's in it. Who else is in it?
I think Rachel could be in it.
Rachel. Okay, no, no, Rachel's not in it anymore.
Really? Not
Not
anymore.
since, not no, they broke up.
Oh yeah, they did. But he also he does like the wig get his wig dipped because he smashed Rachel, he smashed Storm, and then she dropped him to leave for Africa. That was fun. Like
Yeah.
no way put that together.
I would say that Rachel was in the group chat. She is no longer in the group chat because of their breakup because he was going to propose to her and she broke it off. And so he broke her heart. So and he ended up growing the beard because of the breakup. Um
That
I feel
Betsy?
like that's what
What about
Betsy.
Betsy?
Oh no, Betsy is definitely not in the group chat because she's dating Rachel right now.
But I always thought like Betsy and Kirby like I've known you longer.
No,
Like
no, no. But here's the thing. Betsy was stealthily like removed from the group chat because of that. It's like when Rachel and Betsy started dating, it was like removed. So I think Kurt might have a couple of group chats and some like he probably has an Excalibur group chat.
oh,
He
yeah.
probably you know what I mean? Like and that's probably pretty dead, the Excalibur group chat, because he can't remove Rachel from the Excalibur group chat without it being weird. Let's be real, Brian and Megan don't check it as often because they're in Avalon and also have a kid. And once your friends have a kid,
Yeah, they're
forget
for the
it.
world.
It's just there's a lot of stuff going on. And then Kitty and Kurt also have the other group chat, so they're not in that one as much, And then it's like they got this other group chat with their friends, but like Kurt is just like, I'm not gonna do like Rachel broke my heart. Betsy's dating her now. I don't need to hear about it. I'm gonna remove them. I got Logan. I got who he might have added recently is Pixie because he's being close to her. So he added Pixie in. Um
I think Legion
he
X has a group chat. I think the Legion X guys have a group chat.
Oh, they have a work WhatsApp. They have a
Right. Okay.
work WhatsApp. the
like that.
Legion of X guys. They all have a work WhatsApp, and every once in a while, Juggernaut gets a message from Kurt, and he gets uncomfortable because of like the weirdness that was between him and TJ during their new Excalibur days.
Oh wow, I didn't even I forgot about that.
Yeah, because Juggernaut TJ was in love with Kane, but Kane was too stupid to tell him he's to just be like, I'm gay. And then Kane was obsessed with Allie, because Allie is like the Britney Spears of their generation. And then TJ thought that at that Kane was in love with Allie, but it was just that Kane was just gay.
You know what? I totally understand. Wow,
Yeah.
Jugger, but who's his Black Tom? Of course,
Yeah,
of
Black
course.
Tom.
Oh,
Yeah. I have we made a shirt for it and everything on with Simply Amazing. We made a shirt.
oh that totally makes sense. But here's one thing. Like I think that with Colossus, I think he was silently removed from the group chat because remember when Colossus and Kitty were about to get married, and then she just like runaway brided him. None of the other X-Men really checked on him. Like they were
Well,
all
Kurt
forsaken.
did because
He
Kurt
teleported
did
them. They never
because
came back. And like he never
well,
came back
so
into the.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. There's no way Kurt is getting in the middle of that, and it's his group chat. So like he is not removing Colossus or Kitty. If one of them wants to remove themselves, that's on them. But he is not going to remove one of them and be the one who's going to be like, making the decision.
See, I was with that, and then I always thought like, that second generation, they're really kind of cliquish. Like if Storm says, "Oh, we're not gonna deal with Colossus," Wolverine's like, "All right," and Kurt's like,
No, I disagree 100%. I don't think they would ever, because here's the thing. I disagree with that only because they have so the giant size X-Men team, right, is
"Yeah,
Colossus, Nightcrawler,
Bird,
Logan or
yeah,
Wolverine and Storm, and then the others,
yeah, Banshee,
and the
Sunfire,
rest,
Thunderbird, yeah,
whatever. Banshee, yeah. So, but really the core four, those are the ones that are really the long lasting ones, but they're very close together. And then you have Kitty, who was like the kid that they all became very, very close to in their own way. And I think for them specifically, I think it would be really hard for them to pick and choose who they're going to support and who, and like, I don't think it would be easy for them to just be like, especially because Kitty was the wrong one. Kitty was the one who was wrong.
true, but
Like that's the thing. It's and I'm not saying she was wrong for not marrying Colossus. She was wrong for how she didn't marry Colossus. She had so many ways, she was given so many opportunities to not marry him. She was given so many opportunities to not do it at the aisle. Do you know what I mean? Like she could have
he
made the decision
embarrassed him.
earlier. She chose to do it like on like the moment they were supposed to get married, and it was just a disaster. So I just don't see any of them just deciding, because they all have their own relationships with both Kitty and Peter. So I don't see any of them deciding to like, I'm going to abandon either one.
Okay,
But Piotr, I think, is very, very silent in the group chat because right now he is brainwashed.
yeah, oh yeah. All right, the reason why I say that because I remember I was reading an old Chris Claremont book. It was right after Secret Wars, and Colossus had
Okay.
found out he hooked up with somebody, and
Oh yeah, and he has
broke,
a kid.
yeah, he broke. Oh yeah, that's that. Like he broke it off with Kitty, and then like Storm is like, I kind of wish Colossus had died because if he would have died, Kitty wouldn't be going through this heartbreak. And then Wolverine and Nightcrawler took Colossus to a bar and intentionally to
Yes.
dump him.
Yeah, I remember that.
Dumped no, oh, Juggernaut happened to be there, but fight ensued, and Wolverine's like, no, 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 he's grown. No, he's grown. He can. No, it's like we're a team. No, not today.
Hmm.
He hurt my kitty. I'm like that's why I say they're a little cliquish. Like,
Yeah, but also like that, I feel like that's also poor writing because it's like they were broken up, so Colossus did something else, and like also Colossus should have never been dating Kitty. She was like 12. Come on.
yeah, but that's a Claremont thing.
Hmm.
I blame Claremont for that. Like
Yeah.
when she uh uh when she was on Excalibur, I say she was around like 15, 16 years
Yeah.
old. Like and when she came back to the X-Men in 2000, well, no, not 1998, she was like 17, like
Yeah.
almost 18. Like, yeah, but uh, I just want Kurt to be with somebody. I want him to be with somebody great, not
Wanda. Wanda.
Wanda. Wanda's the best. Like, just just I would just it would just be so funny to see her Wanda introducing Kurt to her dad. Like,
Oh my God, he would be so happy. He would be so happy.
oh my,
Like, oh
oh
my
my,
God, Magneto would be so happy. Like, he'd be like, "Oh my God, after you kids, you married a freaking android, and then you married a freaking inhuman. Thank God one of you brought home a nice mutant boy." He'd be
no,
so
no,
happy.
I think he would have said. I think he would have been a bit more meaner. Like, Wanda, you went and married a refrigerator.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, "You married a toaster, you married a god like freaking moon girl, and now I get now I finally get the mutant son-in-law I've been dreaming of my whole life. Now when am I gonna have mutant grandchildren?"
And that's like, hey, that's when TJ pops up. Hey, Grandpa.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Wanda, you're the best. I love you. The
And
only time where you,
and then Pietro's over there like, forgotten again.
it's like, you have another granddaughter. She's human. She doesn't count.
Yeah, she's freaking from the moon. Send her back to the moon.
Like like Luna. What kind?
Yeah.
I had no part in that name. How can she named after your mother? She would have made a great Maggie, a good
Mhm.
Magda. Call her
Mhm.
Maggie. That would have been a bit.
That
Yeah,
would have been good.
and Polaris is on the side, like,
She's like, "I'm just glad I'm not part of this Maximoff bullshit."
yeah, I am just like that. That has nothing to do with me. My dad,
Exactly.
dad just banged my mom while she was married.
Oof.
No, nobody wants to talk about that. Like,
Damn those X-Men.
he will be an adulterer, but he will never rape. He
That's
doesn't.
true. That is true. That is
That's not
T.
in his DNA. He doesn't believe in it.
That is T.
What other X Men would you love to see brought in? Like just more to the forefront. Oh, would Rogue be in the group chat?
I'm sorry, I missed that. Rogue and Remy would both actually wait, no. There's another family group chat with Rogue and Remy.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Actually, wait, no, Rogue and Remy are in the main group chat because there wouldn't be a family one because there's nobody else because he would not have a group chat with Mystique in it. So
No, no, she would have just said like, "I hate your father." Like, and I think Nightcrawler gets random texts from his dad every once in a while from different numbers. He's like, "Kurt, I need you." Mute. I don't need to talk.
I think every once in a while, Mystique gets really, really, really drunk.
Yes.
And when she gets really, really, really drunk, she sends like those like minion memes to Kurt.
Oh God.
Like she sends those like really stupid like ones that like, like 50-year-old moms on Facebook are always posting. Like
Yeah.
she'll send those to Kurt. Like and it'll be 3 a.m. and he'll like wake up to his phone dinging and he'll look at it and it's like a picture of a minion with like, that says like, like it's there's always time for wine and it's like, "Oh fuck, mom, go to bed."
So why are you like? How does she have my number? Oh, damn it! The council chat.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like it's always there's just always these stupid memes that she's sending. Or when she's really so like 3 a.m. is the minion memes. If she
Yeah.
keeps drinking at 4 a.m., she sends him articles about dangerous things that she hears are happening. So it's like at like 4 a.m., she sends him an article about like gang violence in Chicago. And he's like, "I don't even live in Chicago."
Why would
Like,
I
what
be in Chicago?
like why are you sending me this? Leave me alone. Go to bed.
And sometimes I think Destiny sometimes will like to catfish him. Like, Kurt, it's your mother. I wanted to let you know that I love. LOL. I'm just messing with you. She never said that.
Oh,
Like, I
poor
think
Kurt.
Destiny is that mean. I think she would like really just like set them all. Like, she goes for the emotional damage. Like,
I think Destiny, I don't know. I'm looking forward to when Destiny and Kurt really get a chance to spend some time together. I'm so curious. I want to see what they're going to do with them.
I just it's just Oh man, like choosing which is the better parent between Mystique and Azazel is like, would you rather have cancer, or would you or would you rather, I don't know, something else? What's something really horrible?
Well, I don't think it's that horrible for Mystique and
Okay,
Destiny. So it's like I would say it's between cancer and a mild cough. So
I that's it's like, but I I still kind of think that Azazel and like after Amazing X-Men, when Azazel and Mystique offered him a job, I think they smashed. I think they have a casual like, yeah,
I think Mystique will smash whatever she can smash when she can smash it. Like why not?
fair enough.
Yeah.
Because oh, imagine if TJ were to find out that Mystique banged her grandfather. Like grandma,
I
grandpa.
mean, to be fair, my grandpa and grandma smashed, and that's why I'm here.
Wow,
So
no, I mean other side, other sides of the family.
like
I
you
just
mean
said that as
Magneto. You
like
mean Magneto. Yeah.
like maternal grandma, paternal grandpa. No,
Oh,
no, no.
yeah. I get it. I get it.
Or
I get it.
or find out Aunt Rogue made out with grandpa, or that great, yeah, that happened.
Oh yeah. I feel like when if TJ ever does come back to 616 and starts learning the history, she's gonna be like, oh my God. And I thought where I live is weird. I mean, like, this is fucked up.
Yeah, this is that's just messed up.
Yeah.
Like,
She's like, the worst I have to deal with is my dad doesn't like my hairstyle. Like here, it's fucking
seriously,
terrible. Yeah.
like you guys, there are other people out there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What about Aunt Charles? And Charles is like, why is everybody keep saying my name?
Yeah. Well, he's a disaster in his own right.
Oh, Charles is bad, but not as bad as everybody thinks he is. Like,
Well, it depends. It depends on your read of him, really.
well, the whole thing with Juggernaut, I'm kind of okay with, because Juggernaut and his dad were whooping his ass all through, and they killed his mom. So
That's true.
like,
Yeah.
I can understand being a little resentful. Legion, he didn't know. Like that was he didn't know. The mom didn't
But
want to.
but when he did know, he didn't really do much about it.
I mean, because he was in a facility. He trusted the people there. Like,
Yeah, he was like, but he's 18 though, so no child support, right? All right, good. Moving on.
he doesn't care about the child support. He's rich. The
That how you think rich guys stay rich?
um drugs.
They don't pay the child support.
Nah, yeah, I get that. I'm with that.
Hmm.
Man, all right. So last question: what is your
Okay.
pitch for an X book?
I'm sorry.
What is your pitch for an X book?
Oh my God. My pitch for an X-Book is called The X-Burbs. I've talked about this before on my podcast. It's The X-Burbs. It is a slice of life. It is basically, so Kurt and Wanda get married and they move to the suburbs and they get a house, right?
Right.
And next door to them, Billy and Teddy have a house. And then down the street from them, Kane and like Juggernaut and Black Tom have a house. And then on the next block over, Rogue and Remy have a house with their cats. And it's just them living in the suburbs. Becomes the president of the house of the HOA. So she has to go around and make sure everybody has the same color mailbox and stuff like that. And the big villain of the book is Mr. Sanderson at the end of the block who refuses to mow his lawn.
Damn Sanderson.
Yeah, Mr. Sanderson's a dick. He won't
Yeah.
mow his lawn. He also refuses to paint his door black, and everyone who's part of the HOA has to have black doors, and he won't paint his door black. In fact, it's red. Wanda thinks it is so garish, even though she loves red.
Yeah.
She's just like it's all about the uniformity of the block, and your red door is actually affecting all of the resale value of everything on the block. So you need to do something about that. Kane and Black Tom actually end up adopting Squid Boy from the Austin
I can
run.
see that.
They adopt him.
What? Oh wait, what if they're in a
Yeah,
threat with Sammy's mom? Nah, that wouldn't work. Yeah, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work.
I yeah, I don't think Kane and Black Tom like women at all. Like I don't think they like women at all.
Really?
So
I mean, he did sleep with She-Hulk.
I know, but She-Hulk was like it wasn't good. She-Hulk was like it was not, it was he's gay.
Oh,
So Um,
Damn it.
yeah, she straight up said it in one book. It was like, no, it wasn't good. It was very bad. So, She-Hulk can be in it too.
I like
She-Hulk actually, she doesn't live in the neighborhood, but she often jogs through it.
I feel
So like what like Wanda will be going out to like get the mail and Jen's just jogging by and it's like, hey Jen, hey girl, what's going on? It's like, hey Wanda, what's up? You want to go to yoga next week? And oh, I can't go to yoga. I gotta meet with the HOA about Mr. Sanderson again. Oh, that guy
Anderson.
still with the red door. I know, I know. Well, let's try and meet up next week for lunch or something. Yeah, girl, absolutely. See you later. Bye. That's like issue 2,
I would love that. I want that book. Get rid of
right?
Steven Orlando. I want this. I want this book.
That's it.
I just
That's it. Experts.
I would wow. I would buy that book. I would just
I know, right?
um dang, what was it with oh, actually with Rogue Gambit, I want to see Gambit like intentionally get Rogue pregnant just so it could piss off Miss Destiny. Cause like he's like, oh, because that whole exchange they had back at X-Men, I was like, in my mind, I thought Gambit was like, oh yeah, we're gonna try. We're trying.
Mhm.
We're gonna just be like, hey, gender reveal. It's a boy. Oh, everything you hate, Raven. It's just be
Oh,
funny.
Raven will throw it off a cliff.
Don't worry, they'll resurrect it. It'll be fine.
Well, I mean, Rogue will fly and get it. She can
Oh
fly.
yeah, yeah, Rokin. Yeah, she could fly. Just
Yeah.
like actually, if you were to invite Mystique and Destiny to a gender reveal party, would you like? All right, would you invite Mystique and Destiny to a gender reveal party for Rogue and Gambit?
I would not. No, because I wouldn't invite them to any kind of baby shower or gender reveal party. You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the episode of Sex in the City where they went to a baby shower and Samantha was just like, this is the worst time of my life. That's what it would be like for them. They would be like, this is the worst time of my life. Why am I here?
Oh, and all right, I want to see Gambit like become like the foil to them. Like they come
Oh,
around,
I agree. I
like
would like that.
it's like, oh, hello, hello, mothers-in-law. I told you not to call me that. I told you, Gambit, not to call me that. Like, listen, mother-in-law.
Gambit Gambit is definitely a top contributor on the Reddit Just No Mother-in-Law. He's definitely a top contributor. He's always there.
Oh yeah, just he want like he loves Rogue. He loves her brother.
Oh, absolutely.
Doesn't like her parents who stole her and made her into a child weapon. Huh? Like,
Yeah, but nobody likes them, so it's okay. He's in good company.
okay, thank you so much for doing this. This has been fun. Like,
Oh, my
there's
pleasure.
this is so much fun. I could keep on talking with it, like just the pettiness is all like I think every
Oh
generation
yeah, I'm nothing.
every generation kind of doesn't like the next generation. So like the New Mutants don't
Mhm.
like the second generation of X-Men because they're like uh like they remember growing up. Every time they go into the living room, Wolverine would be sleeping on the couch. You're like, oh, who's this homeless person? It smells in here.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I could absolutely keep talking too. If my dog wasn't whining for her food.
okay, so where can the people find you?
Oh, find me at the OG Nocturne. It's spelled Nachturn. That's my handle. You can also find me on my for my website, or I'm sorry, you can find me on my podcast. The website for that is simplyamazingpod.com. You can also find me on the Twitter for that at simplyamazingpod. It's at SIMPLYAMZINGPOD, Simply Amazing Pod. You can find all that stuff. We talk about Nightcrawler every single week, or Nightcrawler related things. So it's a great time. Yeah, so find us there.
Okay, thank you for coming up. Uh, this is 1407. This 1407 Gray Mountain Lane. I'll see you soon.
Thanks.